That's where the legend says Rome was started to be founded. Okay, the Colosseum is behind that hill. Okay, now here we are on top of another of the 7 hills, which is called Aventine Hill. So down there, you'll see it better once you get there till the edge. In the valley between the 2 hills, Palatine and Aventine, is the valley of the Circus Maximus, which was a huge stadium that they used for chariot races. Okay, nowadays the Circus Maximus, it's just a park. See, sir? A green park. Lady Gaga performed in there 2 years ago. Or when Italy won the World Cup of Soccer in 2006, they did the big celebrations down there. Okay, see the ruins up there. Those are the ones you see up there. Even the emperors, when they died, they became sort of gods. Okay, the Christians came out saying that Jesus Christ said we are all equal, all the same. So the Romans didn't agree so much, you know? That's why the Christians at first were persecuted. Christianity was not accepted until 311 AD. If we set Jesus Christ to be born in the year 0, it's more or less 300 years of persecutions, okay? A little while. So 311 AD, the Emperor Constantine accepted Christianity, made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. So from that point on, the Christians were free to be Christians and they started building Catholic churches. That street up there is the street along the river. The Tiber River is the river that flows through the city of Rome, and then it gets to the sea. It opens on the Mediterranean Sea. So imagine in ancient times they came by ship from all over the areas conquered by them, carrying goods. They entered the river, they got up here. Down there on the river they also had a little port. This whole area here to the right, that nowadays it's a big parking lot, used to be, you have to imagine it like a big bazaar, a big market back then. This was the place where they also used to sell the goods to the people that they imported from all the other lands, okay? Now Hercules, who's dedicated around the temple, was the god who protected exchanging olive oil, which could seem funny nowadays, but consider 2000 years ago, because those temples belong to the 1st century BCE, so they're more than 2000 years old. Back then, goods like olive oil, wine, food in general were some of the most important goods, like petroleum nowadays, okay?
The Sistine Chapel is important, so important because he spent 9 years of his life inside painting, but the Sistine Chapel was built about 30 years before he came. 1480s, Sixtus IV built the Sistine Chapel. This is the simple reason why the Sistine Chapel has this name, Sistine, because Sixtus built it. Soon after, that Pope called the best painters, the best artists in Italy at the end of 1400 to paint the side walls. Botticelli, Ghirlandaio, Perugino, Rosselli, Signorelli, Pinturicchio, all the best Italian painters that time in less than 3 years painted the beautiful fake tapestries the lower level. They painted the stories from the life of Moses one side, the life of Jesus the other side. And they also painted the portraits of the first 30 popes at the sides of the windows. All around the Sistine Chapel there were windows and portraits of the first 30 popes. This is the ceiling.
Oh my.
343 figures, and I promise I'm not telling you everything, but something that when you're inside you know what you're watching. The most important stories, the 9 frames in the middle, 5 smaller and 4 bigger frames alternated, smaller and bigger, smaller and bigger, smaller and bigger. See, 9 stories in the center, 9 stories from the Genesis, the Bible, the first book of the Bible. The first one is this one. This is above our heads when we enter in the Sistine Chapel, this way. This is why the best point to watch the ceiling would be the end the other side, because from where we enter, all the stories are upside down, but from the other end, everything is perfect. Okay. This one is this one. I have to show you these 9 stories in details because these are beautiful. The creation of light. You see the very first second for the universe. God is dividing, He's creating the light from the darkness. You see the black above him, the white below him. Second frame,
that's a
the
good
first
message.
big one, we can see God twice. Right side, God is creating the planets, the stars. With his right hand, the sun. With his left hand, the moon. Left side, God is creating plants on earth. You see this little bush, this is the vegetation God is creating on earth. The third one, the new small one, God again this position, flying over the seas, because God is dividing earth from waters, the land from the sea. So the first 3 frames are all about the creation of the universe. But the most important, the most famous, the most beautiful one, the fourth frame, the creation of man. See, with the touch of his finger, God is giving the first man a life, so everything to him, everything to us. And the Bible says that God created Adam in his own image, with the same face, the same body. This is what Michelangelo himself partly did. Because with the same model, he painted the face of God, then he turned the cardboard the other side, and he created the face of Adam. So Adam's face is the reverse, the mirror image of God's face. And then he obviously added the white hair, the white beard, for God. They use the same model for both faces. There are 12 people around God in this moment, and now nobody's sure about these 12 figures. Somebody said these are angels, somebody said these are the 12 tribes of Israel. We don't know what they are. Somebody noticed the pink scarf around God, with all the lights and the shadows of the figures around him. The pink scarf is exactly the same way, the same shape of a cross section of the human brain. So this is like the brain of God in the moment he's creating his first son. You see? Michelangelo, what an artist. The next small one, the creation of the first woman. Adam is sleeping. Men always sleep. See, the first one starts, until they wake us up. Okay, God, like a wizard, with a movement of his hand, he's been the first woman out of one of his ribs, even if it seems she's coming out from the rocks. Maybe Michelangelo wanted to suggest something about women, like women. No, this is because we say a rib for a woman, but the Jewish Bible, the original Bible, says that God created her from one of his sides. It's a little different, but it's important, because in this way, the Bible puts man and woman on an equal level, side by side. And that's what, I know it's not this way, men are more intelligent than women, but we can forgive Michelangelo for his only mistake. You know, the one mistake we can forgive him, okay? Same size, same level. Okay, then somebody told his wife, honey, you know that men are more intelligent than women? Of course I know, that's the reason why you married me.